a good lesson when he's called. Hey girlfriend, won't you come on over here? Hey girlfriend, I got something you wanna hear. You know the guy who's really not my type. I think I'm wrong, he's really rather nice. If there's someone that you see, you don't know who he is and if he's free, gotta let him know how you feel. Open up, leave nothing to reveal. I know you want a girlfriend. I'm cute and very innocent. Would be a good girlfriend, a good girlfriend. Be a good girlfriend. I see him over there, but I'm trying not to stare. I think I caught his eye. Look over one more time. He's walking around that place. He's heavy like the bass. That would be my cue. I gotta do what I gotta do. Hey girlfriend, won't you come on over here? Hey girlfriend, I got something you wanna hear. You know the guy who's really not my type. I think I'm wrong, he's really rather nice. If there's someone that you see, you don't know who he is and if he's free, you gotta let him know how you feel. Open up, leave nothing to reveal. I know you want a girlfriend. I'm cute and very innocent. Would be a good girlfriend, a good girlfriend. Be a good girlfriend. He's chilling with his friends and it looks like he pretends to act real cool. I'd like to see what he can do. I'm moving over slow, he's checking me out as I go. It's not the first time he's been attracted for a while. Hey girlfriend, won't you come on over here? Hey girlfriend, I got something you wanna hear. You know the guy who's really not my type. I think I'm wrong, he's really rather nice. If there's someone that you see, you don't know who he is and if he's free, you gotta let him know how you feel. Open up, leave nothing to reveal.